Hi, thanks for joining me on Wilderness with Monty. I'm back in the Eastern Sierra for another 36-hour shot at fishing and hiking. And I'm in the mountains above Bishop. I'm heading up the mountains above Bishop. And I'm on the first paved turnoff you can take driving up the 168 because I want to try to fish this section of Bishop Creek where there's this hydroelectric station. And you used to be able to just walk all the way around this thing, but it looks like they put up a private property fence. But I can still fish the outflow right there. Now, when I first came up this way from San Diego, back in the mid-90s, I'd say, I used to come up to Bishop and fish in these mountains at Sabrina and South Lake, Bishop Creek, like a couple times a month. And for a good stretch, for like 5 or 6 years I did that. And then I used to always fish here. I haven't fished here in probably 10 years. So I don't know what the fishing's gonna be like. I just know there's a ton of people fishing way up the river, but not a lot of people fish down here. So I got my fly rod rigged up with a little beadhead nymph there. And I got about an 8-foot leader. And then I put on this 1/8 ounce crappie jig because where the water's flowing out, I want to try to get this jig down deep and bounce it along the bottom and see if there's anything big down there that I can sink my hook into. So I'm gonna go down there, see what's up, and if we don't get anything, we're gonna go farther upriver, but let's go take a look. That fence cut me off closer than I wanted, so I'm gonna have to get over this creek right here, and hopefully my boots are deep enough. Oh, these rocks are slippery. Oh, made it so far. I kind of wish I had my wading boots on instead. In fact, I'm gonna go change my boots. So I got these boots several months back looking for a deal, and they weren't very waterproof. They stopped being waterproof way too soon. So with these boots, I don't care if they get wet. So far my feet are dry, but you know, if they get wet, all I gotta do is take them off and throw them in my car. I just couldn't get a clean shot at this tail race from over there. So I can wade out here and get some shots with my jig right now. I'm gonna leave my fly rod right here. Now that I'm completely soaked, I just fell it up to my chest. And I got these heavy bushes behind me, so casting here is tough with my fly rod. I wasn't getting anything on my jig. I got a couple smaller guys follow it in, so I figured I'd throw this nymph out. So we'll see if I can't come up with something. But I'm soaked. I just took my phone and my wallet out and put it high up in my pack, which was a good move. Nymphs go down into that calmer water in the back, and I hooked a good one. He nailed it, man. Woo! Here he comes, here he comes. Get back up here, boy. You're swimming the wrong direction. Ooh, it's a nice brown. He cranked that. Got him. Nice, beautiful fish, boy. There we go. Nice, beautiful little colorful brown. Get him back out there. Woo! Now that I'm soaking wet, I might as well get in the water. So here's the little nymph I was using. So I just whipped it out there, and I'm letting it swing around. And then I was bringing it back upstream, and he hit it right when it made that turn. Ugh. Get that out there. I want the nymph to be down deep, and I want to swing it out right in front of him. And I was bringing it right back up, and he swam up and nailed it. You know, it's not an orthodox way to fish a nymph, but when I got a branch in front of me and nothing but swimming, it worked. It worked out good. So I moved up into this flat area. There seems to be some fish hanging out in there. I mean, now that I'm wet, I'm just out in the middle of the river. I'm like, whatever. He's not very big. He's out there battling. It's another little brown, or this is a brown, yeah, another brown. There we go. It's a beautiful fish, like bright orange spots. Get him back out there so he can grow. Now I'm just firing this bead head, and I'm just casting upstream and bringing my bead head down. There we go. There's fish here. And we'll see what else is lurking in this area. No, there we go. They're hitting. There's fish in this current. There we go. He wasn't fooling anybody. Woo! I love it, I love it. That guy wasn't fooling anybody. Oh, we got off. No, for the life of me, why I just didn't strip that last fish in. I lost him because I was just fiddling around with my reel. There was really no reason for me to lose that fish other than I just was being dumb. And you know, I don't use a strike indicator, so it's a little bit tough to detect every strike, but I've gotten pretty good at it over the years. There's a lot of little fish up in this flat, shallow water, and I'm not making the mistake of this guy. I'm not messing with my reel. There we go. Nice little brown. And this water I'm fishing is really shallow. And that's where Bishop Creek comes in, and it's meeting up with this this tail race out of the power plant. And I'm just casting this little bead head upstream, and I'm getting these hits when I'm bringing it back down. And there seems to be a few fish in this little area feeding. You just got to be quick on the gun when they get a hit. You just got to nail it. There we go. Oh. And I'm just trying to strip it in as fast as the current goes. You know, I'm not trying to do anything drastic here. All right, this little area looks interesting. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Ooh, he hit it. He hit it. He came after it. He cranked that thing, boy. There we go. Darn it. That last one, I'd already given up on the cast, and that's why I missed that hook set. Because I give up too soon, and fish might be following it. There we go. Oh! Once you see your line stop coming downstream, that means you got something going. There we go. Oh! I was looking backwards. I wasn't even looking at my line, man. That guy came up and hit it so hard. That was funny. He came up and hit it so hard, I was just like, whoa, what's going on here? That thing assaulted me. Filed a police report on that thing. And I'm just skimming this thing through the water looking for aggressive fish. And I'm fishing upstream, downstream. I mean, whatever it takes. God, the fishing for these guys is so fun. My line's often like in an S because of the way the current's flipping around, so it's really hard to pay attention to this thing. But you can do it. There it is. There we go. That's a good one. He was out there. Gosh. This thing won't cooperate. There he is. I threw that out in that fast water. And he was out there just hanging out. As soon as I started stripping it, like I was letting it drift, I gave it a good stiff pop and he nailed it. And this is great. Nobody's down here. Everybody's fishing up in the upper regions where, oh man, my net's all caught on my backpack. Oh, shucks. I want to land this fish. There he is. That's a nice rainbow there, boy. So I started with a jig. There's the fish. I'm letting him kind of recoup in the net. Here we go. Hold him up for a second. That's a nice rainbow right there. Woo! Get on back out there. And these fish don't look like they're hatchery fish, but I mean, I could be wrong. And I threw it out in that white water as you saw, and he was just hanging out there. So I'm gonna get back out there and see if I can't do a little cross casting, get to that other water because it's a little shallow right there. I'm even further out here now. And I got a clear, clean back cast, and that was a beautiful rainbow. Because if you go up top right now, there's so many stocked fish. And I'm only at about 6,000 feet. I'm not even up into the mountains, so. Ooh, there's fish out here though. That's all I care about. I'm simple. There we go. Oh, that was a good one. There's some good fish in this stuff. They didn't want my jig. They didn't even hit it. The wind's kind of working against me now. That's okay. I thought I had something, but what that was is I was seeing things. When you're seeing things, it's not very effective. There's so much glare. Oh, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I wasn't even gonna fly fish when I came here. I was gonna mostly use my spinning rod. And when that fence cut me off, it kind of forced me to figure some stuff out. There we go, nice little rainbow. You know, when I saw that fence cutting me off, I was like, crap, what am I gonna do now? But, you know, it's just like every new situation. Sometimes you just gotta figure things out, you know? Get out there, try a few things, and start experimenting. I can barely see the tip of my line. Oh! They're on this fly, though. And now I'm just doing that thing where I'm letting it whip around. And a lot of times fish that are following it will nail it right when it starts to swing. And that's kind of the same concept I do on my fishing tips playlist when I'm fishing with that spinner. Got another one going. just gonna get this guy and I'm not gonna worry about my line. He's not that big, but hey man, I don't even know what to expect. I haven't fished here in 10 years, and I've never fly fished here, just because we'd always just come down with our spinning rods and kick back and do some fishing. But I can't believe how fun this is. And this is just like the warm-up spot for me. So hey, it's another brown trout back out there. And yeah, man, I mean, I wasn't even really planning on doing anything out here. I was gonna come down, look at it, but I mean, I'm just getting one fish after another here, so I'm not gonna complain. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep fishing. I'm gonna try a little bit of what I did before. I'm gonna try to get out to this other area out here. Now the wind's blowing right in my face. Ugh. So when I'm coming down, I'm just stripping it in the speed of the current, and then I can see the tip of my line, and if it hesitates, I just gotta smack it. There's no time to like, well, do I think that's a bite? You strictly gotta just go for it. If I can't see my line or something weird's going on, I just go for it, man. I couldn't see my line, and then I just, it didn't look right, so I just set the hook, and there was a fish on there. There's some really beautiful fish in this hydro area, man. Let's get this guy up here. I mean, he picked that up on the swing. That thing was swinging around. And there's another nice rainbow. These rainbows are really beautiful, boy. Oh, I barely got him. Fish have all their fins. They don't look like hatchery fish, but I could be wrong. But that's a nice rainbow right there. Beautiful fish. And it's warm out, and this water being out here just feels great. One fly, a bunch of fish. Now that guy, I'm casting out into that slack water and allowing my line to swing around. And he was just out there chilling. And it's really hard to see a strike here, but I'm doing it. Oh, there we go. It's hard to see a strike, but I'm working it out. You got to use a little bit of an imagination. and it can work out. But it's definitely not an exact science, but I'm catching fish, and that's all I care about. And this one I'm gonna cast slightly downstream, and then I'm gonna strip it back up, because you never know. There we go. I love it, I love it. See, it's possible to watch your line, and all you gotta do is see anything fishy by this little fish. You just gotta set the hook. Oh, fly fell right out. Little tiny brown, but that's okay. I'll take him. I don't know if I was recording the hook set, but I turned the camera off when I went to turn it on. So I don't even know what's going on with the camera. Another little guy, little brown. Whoa, there we go. He was out in that deep still water, and he nailed it, boy. Boy, that 4-hour drive, I had to drive around the fire on the 395. It's worth it already. I've only been here for an hour. Oh! Oh! A lot of browns in here. So the wind's really whipping up. I put my camera in the car so it cuts down on that sound. And this was really good. I went a little bit upstream there, and it was more of a hassle than it was worth. The fish were really small. I got a couple of them. I don't even know if I'm going to show it. But that flat water behind that tail race was awesome. And I wasn't even planning on fishing here that long. I fished down there for about an hour and 15 minutes and got a bunch of fish, all on that nymph, little beadhead. And I was just doing whatever I needed to do to catch fish. And those are the power company guys, they've been working on and off at that little power plant down there. And sometimes I go upstream, downstream, dead drift, strip it in. I just vary my retrieval, and you can get fish that wouldn't normally hit sometimes if you do the right dance. So I hope you enjoyed this first installment of this Eastern Sierra trip. I'm gonna get on and scout something else out. I'm not really sure, but we're gonna check it out. So thank you for joining me on Wilderness with Monty. Until next time.